Hello guys, so we are yet again here moving forward with our King's Indian attack series. So in the last video we have seen the King's Indian attack Sicilian introduction, the setup introduction, and now we are going to see some games for getting the ideas. So we will start by e4 c5, knight f3 e6, d3 knight c6 g3, and now knight g7. So here black has some options. The main line is g6, but to prevent certain moves like d4 or bishop g5, black often tries starting with the move knight g7, but unfortunately for him, uh, white doesn't need to go with his usual move like bishop g2. He can simply move the move h4 and prepare anything like if black plays the move g6, then h5. So that is the idea here. But after d5, of course, black isn't forced to play his advance in the center. But the another option is the move h6. So after h6, preparing g7, g6, and so that after the move h5, black can simply move the pawn forward by playing the move g5. So that's the point of the move h6, and let's see how one can counter this move. After h6, the move h5. This was played in the game Glek Ramanushan, whereupon the Ukrainian GM came up with a typical imaginative way of solving the problem of the e7 knight. So what he did was, after d6, he moved the move bishop h3. So this is a good move, interesting move, and here a very good move by black was knight g8. So what black is trying to do is he is re-innovating, restructuring the knight by playing the move knight g8, aiming to play the move bishop e7 followed by knight f6. So bishop knight bd2, knight f6, restructuring, and now the move knight h2. And bishop e7, f4, advancing in the center, and bishop d7. So knight g7, c7, and now the move knight e3. So the knight is beautifully placed in the center, and with the bishop eyeing. And now black's king is flexible too. He can castle queenside and kingside both. Now the move long castle. So now with a very playable position for black, it's noticeable that a few grandmasters have repeated this idea of knight g8 and knight f6. So the move g6 is typically the another move here, another h6. So after h5, g into h5. So I have told you. So d5, and now the move knight bd2. So this is the main line. Just a second. Yep. Just a second. Alright. So the move here is now black plays the move h6 with the same idea of uh, countering white's h5 with g5. So the move e5 is also another alternative, but simply c3, f6, a3, bishop g4, bishop e2, and bishop e6, b4. So this is how white can simply counter this move. And now the move h5 after h6. So now white can play the move e5 here. Move b6 is the main line, so we will just see the move b6. The idea behind this move is very simple. It looks attractive and it doesn't work out well for black, but there's an argument for continuing the same vein. Uh, Black 6 move with e5. So b6 has a very good idea, but it doesn't practically work a lot. So bishop g2, and d takes c4, d takes c4, and the move bishop e6. So this is trying to stop white's castle and trying to keep white's king in the center, and the move bishop f1. So this is an undevelopment of the bishop, surprisingly effective. I haven't found a way for black to exploit it, because after that best bet is bishop into f1, and now the king into f1, simply running the king with king g2, and the white king will sit very comfortably on g2. But at least black can play knight d4 followed by knight e6. So that would be a nice placement for black's knight. So the move, let's go back to our game, bishop f1, and now the move bishop b7 back. So perhaps this move was a very so this is how big players play the game. They just keep renovating their pieces actually. So now we will see the move c3, g5, impasse, and knight take g6, and the move rook h4. So classic rook lifting, queen d7, queen c2, and the move castle, bishop e2, bishop g7, and the move knight c4. So planning for queen f7. After this move, black is planning queen f7 and a4. So now attacking with the move on the king side, queen f7, a5. Just a second. So attacking in the center and the move knight f4. So this is a very good move, I would say. Double attacking, and now exchanging rook, queen takes, and now simply knight h4 attacking the queen, going back to f7 takes, and now blocking the bishop, and now bishop going back, bishop f8, and now this is actually very good for white. He's actually winning here comfortably. So here is actually a very easy. So let's see another game here. Just a second. Yeah, so let's see the game. E4, c5, knight e6, d3, knight c6, g3, g6, bishop g2, bishop g7, castle, knight g7, c3, castle d4. The most obvious continuation in my opinion that critical try for advance of this line, white plays d4 before black has a chance to prevent it with e6, d4. So this is according to me the most logical continuation. After seeing the d4, simply play the move cd4, and now the move d5, and now the move e5, and now the move knight f5, and now the move knight c3. So what's the plan here? The plan here is to play the move c4. So f6, the move rook e1, king h8, and the move g4. So h4, also h4 here is a good move because after knight d bishop d7, bishop f4, f into e4, d4, and now knight takes h4, knight takes and g4. So h4 is also logical, but black can counter, and the move g4, and the move knight h4. After this, knight takes knight, and now this is a very good move. So you can see the move knight h4, knight h4, f e5, and now g6. F h g6, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, and the move bishop e3. So it is a hard and fast rule for white to play very conservative play here because his pieces are contrasted and his king side looks weak, but actually it isn't. It is actually nice going, and now the move. So this was a blitz game, that's why black played, but this was an excellent move because the idea here is rook h3 and king g8, now knight takes. So this is a very good move. And now bishop d7, rook takes knight, bishop, and now so simply attacking the rook, and black isn't going anywhere, and so black tries attempts for some play here, but unfortunately he doesn't get anything, and this is a simple win for white. Yeah, so let's just move fast. So here we came through the idea. Just to give a recap, I have just analyzed these games, and you can simply see the games, and hope you like these games, and please subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.